The episode of Caledonia Creative you're about to watch is a true story of two idiots from Scotland who sat down to talk about cosplay, horror films, and being nerds in general. This is Caledonia Creative, Episode 3, Guest Star, Dr. Deadite Cosplay.
So let's start with the first question. Everyone gets it. What is your favourite movie of all time?
God, I don't know. I'm gonna have to say Sesame Street, Elmo and Grouchland.
That's a good movie, though. That is a good movie.
Yeah.
He really goes through a lot of trials and tribulations as a
Oh
character.
yeah, he gets
grows a
fucking
lot.
blankie stolen, man.
Exactly. And let's not forget the scene. There's like him just shooting up in the alleyway. That man went through hell and back to get his blankie.
Oh yeah.
He went through the throes of addiction. He lost his loved ones. He lost his wife. She divorced him after the film.
Yeah. Oliver
Elmo-
Stone's greatest work, honestly.
Elmo was originally he's like a 50-year-old man. He regressed. That's why he's acting the mind of a child. He went through so much shit, he just locked off on
Yeah,
off
and all the
solitary
stress
mentally.
got to him. And so now he's just permanently dyed red. You know?
He was white to begin with. Like pure white.
Oh, right.
It's either the stress of the blood.
Fucking reverse
That shit
Michael
at the end.
Jackson. Yeah.
It's mental. Jesus. Makes you think sometimes, doesn't it? Either way. So, Craig, you're a cosplayer, aren't you? You dress up like... Imagine... I'll be totally honest here. I don't get cosplay. Like, I can't imagine dressing up as like some fictional character.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Like, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah,
To just
it's
go out of your way to spend money to look like someone doesn't exist.
I know, right? That shit must be expensive.
I can't imagine spending like upward of £100 like a spandex suit to look like a superhero. It just doesn't make any
I
sense to
know,
me
like,
personally.
honestly, like, sometimes I'm just like, I don't know, should I spend over 300 quid on, like, a chainsaw that I can wear on my fucking arm or something?
That is cool though. Even outside of cosplay, having a chainsaw you can wear is just badass.
Oh yeah, no,
Like, you
like,
can't deny that.
again,
Chainsaws are
like,
cool.
that seems like a really good idea. I don't know where I possibly would have gotten that from.
So let's get into questions.
Okay.
So you're a cosplayer. What, if you can remember, what got you into cosplay? Did you see someone else do it, or did you just like see it online? And what sort of made you think I want to do this? And what was your first cosplay?
Well, initially, I had just assumed that cosplay was just the American thing, right? I never really saw, like, any conventions being advertised growing up or anything. I just assumed, oh yeah, San Diego is, like, the only fucking convention that ever exists. And, so what I would do is I would cosplay for movies, you know?
Yeah.
There was a local independent cinema here in Aberdeen. It's shut down now, but we're trying to get it reopened. The Belmont, which is owned by Picture House, they used to do movie marathons all the fucking time.
Nice.
They did Cornetto Trilogy, they did Lord of the Rings.
Oh, I would pay so much to see
I
Cornetto
know.
Trilogy in the cinemas.
No, and so that actually leads on to my first ever cosplay, which of course, budget-friendly cosplay for anyone who's listening, right? White shirt, stripy tie, cricket bat, name badge, perfect Shaun from Shaun of the Dead.
Exactly.
That was my first ever cosplay.
If you're ginger, it helps as well.
I used my school shirt. I bought a cricket bat off Amazon for like £8, covered it in fake blood. It went down pretty well.
Exactly.
So that was like 2013.
Oh, that was a while ago then, dude. Jesus.
Yeah.
So you're probably on, what, 10, that's exactly 10 years of cosplaying.
Yeah, 10 years of cosplay, but about 8 years of doing conventions.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
So,
what would you say is your favourite cosplay? I know it's a hard question, picking a favourite child. If you had to pick one, like one specific one, what would it be as your favourite cosplay of yours?
that's a toughie. I like them all for different reasons. Some, of course, a little bit more practical, shall we say, than others.
Oh, yeah. Like some you won't be wearing, makeup and stiff clothes. You can just kind of wear, like, regular clothes. And
I'm fucking right-handed.
oh my god, yeah, so Ash.
Yeah.
That must be
The
hell.
only reason Bruce has the chainsaw on his right hand is because Bruce Campbell is a lefty. Evil Dead 2 trivia there for you. So, like, I think I had to, like, learn to, like, text and take photos and hold my phone using my left hand anytime I'm doing Ash at conventions. It's a great one. It always goes down well with the crowds.
Oh, absolutely.
But, like,
yeah.
I mean, it's... Yeah, it can be a bitch sometimes.
Oh, yeah. I remember I did Ash for Halloween in 2021? Yeah, 2021 I did Ash for Halloween. And I found like a wee Poundland like toy chainsaw. I like, took an old beer box, like a box of beer, made like a wee like arm mount, painted it red, cut a hole in it, put the chainsaw through it.
I mean, it's very on brand, though.
Yeah, it's like my sleeve goes, oh, it kind of works as a, we quite cosplay. And at that Halloween party, that was hell. Because it was a quiz night. I was like, oh, you want to write for us? I'm like, my hand is... So I'm sitting there, like, holding a pencil, like, scrawling like a child, like...
I don't think I've ever had to write as Ash, though.
Oh, I'm not a lefty in the slightest. I am a righty through and through. I could not do anything that day.
Swap it onto, like...
Legit, at some point I just took it off, like, hey, alright, I'm Evil Dead 1 Ash now, it's fine, the chainsaw hand is gone, it's just a bloody blue shirt. Leave it out.
Your Evil Dead 1 Ash, you know...
Not as fun, but way more practical.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is gonna be a more, I guess, intrusive one. What's your least favourite part of the process of making a cosplay? Like, what part, every time you get to, you're like, I don't want to do this. But you know you kind of have to.
When something arrives that you've been waiting on for so fucking long, and either it doesn't fit, or it's just completely just the wrong thing you're looking for entirely. Because then you're just like, oh shit, I gotta, like, reorder, or, like, try and salvage this and try and make it work somehow. That's always a pain in the ass.
Oh yeah, I remember I was doing Soldier 76 from Overwatch in 2017, and I bought the jacket. And it was a really good, like, fake leather, 40, 50 quid, quite cheap. But I was like, it looked good enough, had the mask, could get a wee Nerf gun, looked fine. And by the time it arrived, it was just like half a size too small, where it was like, way too restrictive on me. So I was walking around like, I can't do this at a con.
See, I had the opposite of that, right? Because one of my upcoming projects, I'm doing... probably the most cursed fucking cosplay I've ever done in my entire repertoire. But I'm doing Art the Clown.
Oh my god, yes.
So the thing is, right, I've seen a few suits on like eBay and Amazon and stuff, and I'm like, okay, right, I've seen the reviews. These things, you know, you could order like I'm usually a size medium, but like it's not as baggy or as loose as the suit is in the movie. So they were like, okay, recommended size up. So I ended up getting a large that fit more like a regular medium on me, and I'm like, this is not really kind of like, you know, it's like, you know,
yeah, it's a little bit section.
Your neck is like literally just like pinched as you're sitting down. It's like, okay, this ain't working. So I ordered an XL, and that just ended up being like a fucking parachute suit. So I'm like, I need to find like a good in between for this to work, or else I have to get it tailored, you know, because I you know, I can't sew for shit. So.
Yeah, I remember when I was hired it was Deku from My Hero Academia again in 2017. I bought the leave me alone. 2017 was a dark time in my life. I liked the funny Punch Queen man.
Same.
But I got the sort of like the sports jumpsuit, the kind of blue one with the like white stripes on it. That everyone wears because it's easy as hell to find. And I was going to get it at Tokyo Toys in town, and they had my size. And I went the day before. I was like, oh, I'll get it tomorrow. I came back the next day and it was sold out. The one day I'd left in my exact size, I like size. I was like, that's perfect. It was a nice material, gone. So I was like, oh, go on Amazon or eBay and buy one.
History on Etsy. It's like, oh this item that you had in your basket for so long, it's sold out now. You're gonna have to wait.
But by the time I bought one online, I checked this out because I'm very careful when I buy stuff online. I've got like measure myself, have someone else measure me, double check everything. So I'm like, that's the exact one. Like the Spider-Man suit. That's actually one. This fits quite well on me. Do you agree, audience? I hope you do.
Leave a comment.
Exactly. Leave a comment on that.
And also subscribe to his OnlyFans. I
almost made one of them, but that's sort of another time. But I got this costume, the outfit. I was like, I'll get a large, because it's a baggy sort of sports thing, but the waist is the right size, chest is the right size, a bit baggy, the legs, that's fine. They sent me like a 3XL.
Yeah.
And by the time it arrived, there was 3 days to the con. And I was like,
that's rough.
I physically cannot do this. I don't have it. I can't send it back in an hour. It took 2 weeks to get here. So I went to the gym that night. My mum's friend does like tailor stuff. And we went to she was like, I'll fix it for you in the next few days. Meet me at the gym. So I go to the gym and I put it on after the classes. I've done my little run. She's done her step thing. I put this outfit. I'm standing out in the hallway, T-posing in a My Hero Academia outfit. And she's got paper clips from behind the main desk and is like pinching it in on me with like tape and like cocktail sticks. And I get it back the morning of the con. And she did a great job. It actually fit me so well. I was blown away. It was such an amazing fit.
Such a quick fix as well.
Exactly.
That close to con. That is impressive.
The next year she did my hair. She won't like the big spiky red hair guy. She made that
nothing to me. Honestly.
If I showed you, I'll put a photo on the screen now. Spiky red hair. For my wig now. as you can see, it's a very hard wig to make. And she did a great job with what it was, but she'd never really done wig styling. She was a hairdresser, so she'd never really done wig styling. And when I sent her this thing, which is like 1,000,000 red spikes, she was like, "What the fuck?" She was like, "It's like 3 rows of mohawks essentially." It looks great, like for someone who
I'd
doesn't do
probably
wig work.
recognise
It
it
looks
from
great.
like other people cosplaying it.
You definitely would, yeah. Because I wanted to do the original hero outfit for him, which is like gear shoulder pads, kind of like cargo trousers, boots, and shirtless. But I was like, I'm too fat for that. I feel scared. I was too afraid of being judged, so I just kind of went like, with a sports uniform. Everyone can do that for my hero. Either way, I think we can both agree then that the worst part of cosplaying is when something doesn't fit you and you've been hyping up in your head for so long.
Oh yeah.
And it just doesn't. It's the worst. It is truly the worst. So you've been to a lot of cons. You're going to go to a lot more. I've been to a lot of cons. I'm going to go to a lot more. So we've got a lot of cons. What would you say was your best con experience and also your worst?
Best ones were actually, and this is not just recency bias speaking, the horror conventions I've attended recently. Fucking god tier. Just perfect. I mean, I tend to find that whenever you have like a con that's like more focused on like a niche kind of fandom or area of the creative industry, those tend to be the best ones because you're already in a place where you're surrounded by like-minded people. You take a fraction of that, put them all in one room. You're bound for glory,
Oh yeah, and everyone's already because that's like everyone's on the same mindset. They all know what to expect.
Exactly, and you have more sort of like if anything, you have more variety when it comes to like your cosplay kind of ideas. Like for example, say like if one of my upcoming projects is from this lovely film right here. I want to do the Jinn from Wishmaster.
That would be amazing.
Played by Andrew Divoff, one of my favorite actors of all time. Nobody. If you did that at a fucking
MCM or something.
MCM, exactly. You have like it might be one of those ones that's like the people that do get it love it, but nobody would fucking know what that is.
Oh, absolutely. I've had a few. I've only been mostly MCMs and a few capitals. I've had a few where you'll have a few. I can't talk. Sorry, I'll be starting again. No, I totally understand because I've had a few cons, MCMs, capitals where I've had a cosplay. It's niche enough, I guess. But when someone recognizes you, they're like, it makes your day. So I can imagine, when you're at a horror con and you're on a horror thing, it's like amazing.
Like if I'm there as Ash,
Oh yeah, exactly. Are there any like specific moments that you just have always sort of stuck in your brain and you remember like that was a great time for me?
I'll tell you one that's not from a con actually.
Oh, go for it.
April last year, London, Trafalgar Square.
Yes.
This is a good story. So I was very fortunate enough to be invited by literally a friend who does like all these sorts of things across London. We're talking about Ugo, of course. Shout out. So he messaged me out of the blue being like, hey, can you make these oddly specific dates in central London? And I'm like, oh yeah, sure, no problem. And he's like, you can't tell anyone. And I'm like, okay, I see what's going on here, okay. And we were told that it was basically going to be a multimedia photo shoot and there'd be no cast and crew there whatsoever. This is for Multiverse of Madness, by the way. I should state that. So I'm a huge Doctor Strange fan. That's kind of like where I sort of, first started in the con scene in Scotland, at least, doing Doctor Strange regularly.
I mean, your old handle was Sorcerer Supreme of Scotland.
Formally. But, I still kept the Raimi motif and the alliterations. So,
the Doctor.
Anyway. We all there's like 12 of us Doctor Stranges there, and a Mordo, right? We go to Trafalgar Square, there's fucking camera crew, and everything is there. People, boom mics, journalists and shit. And there's this like stage and like a red carpet, and we're like, what the fuck did we just sign ourselves up for? Jesus Christ! But the big giveaway for us is we were told we had to take COVID tests the day before we got there, and there was also a nurse there taking COVID tests, hired by Disney.
Oh my god.
And we're like, what is all this shit for? And they're like, okay, everybody get up on the stage and get a big group photo and stuff. And, it was lovely. And, we all got taken aside, got some individual ones. And like, okay, everyone get back on the stage again, but clear this massive fucking space in the middle. And then, out of fucking nowhere, Benedict Cumberbatch comes out and surprises us all out of the blue, right? And I swear to God, shat enough bricks collectively to build a miniature-sized house. It was fucking crazy. And that wasn't even the highlight of my day.
What was the highlight then?
some dude called Sam Raimi.
I think I've heard he's like an indie filmmaker, right?
Yeah.
He made
But
this
most
thing-
well known for his film It's Murder, and also there's Shempeat to the Moon classic, of course. All of which you can find out about in Bruce Campbell's autobiography.
No promotion.
Yeah.
No promotion. Not even self-promotion. Just kidding. No, I'm kidding. Bruce gets all the promotion he wants. Hail to the king.
Yes,
Hail to the
exactly.
king.
Yes, of course.
We love the king, Bruce. No, I can just imagine what that would have been like.
Yeah.
And when I saw that on your social media, I was going insane for you.
It was like
you mate. Oh my god.
It was because like Benedict Wong was arriving at the same time, and he was coming out of like a taxi, right? And I'm like, oh cool, that's Wong, right? The king of Phase 4 himself. I'm gonna grab a photo of him arriving. And then out of the corner of my eye, you know, I see this guy in a suit walking next to him, and I'm like, okay, that's probably like his fucking like agent or bodyguard or whatever. Corner of my lens, like the corner of my screen, I'm like, holy shit, that is Sam Raimi. And it's my friend Livy, VFX production coordinator extraordinaire, who got his attention by literally pointing at me and going, he also does Ash as well! And then I'm like, just like, he stops, looks at me, and I'm like, yeah, no, like, I've spoken to your brother Ted on Zoom, and I met Bruce earlier this month, and you're like one of my heroes. And I can tell just in his face, he's looking at me like, yeah, this guy's one of the OGs, man. And I was the only person who actually managed to get a selfie with him as well.
Only one that whole day?
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's a deathbed brag, like, only one that day got the Raimi selfie. I would take that to my grave and be like, no one else beats that. That's a life-changing moment.
Nothing can top that. Nothing can top that. So as far as like April 2022 is concerned, like that's peak for me.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Which is kind of also like a reason why I've sort of stepped down from Doctor Strange a little bit and sort of focused on more niche kind of passion projects.
Yeah, because you're not going to top that.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's like as far as Strange is concerned, like I've hit it. You know. Yeah,
Disney said, "Come promote a movie for us
and
meet all the stars and the director." So you're never going to get better than that. That's the highest you can get as a cosplayer, apart from being asked to like stand in for a scene. I can't imagine that happen though. That'd be a strange set of events.
Yeah.
So on the flip side of that. Or do you have any moments that were just so bad that you'll never forget?
Oh, God. I mean, forgetting pieces of your cosplay is always...
Oh, I can imagine.
I've not had it, like, where I've just forgotten stuff completely and left it at home and not realised until I got into, like, a hotel or, like, wherever I'm staying.
Mm.
But I have had many situations where I'm just like, this one fucking piece, I have left it either, like, my sister's place or like in a hotel and not realised until after I'd left. Very recently, actually, for Glasgow Comic Con, I left, and I'm glad I went back and got it because it's such like, it's a small thing that you wouldn't even think about, but it's so, it makes such a difference when you're cosplaying this character specifically. I have, whenever I do any of my slashers, I wear these little lifts in my work boots. I'm 6 foot. They push me up to about 6'3".
Oh, Christ, yeah.
So whenever I'm walking around as like Michael or I'm working on with Jason at the moment, I'll have them in my boots.
Yeah.
I left them at the fly and I had to go back and get them. But I'm so glad I made that effort because when you see it in person, it is fucking haunting.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, no, for
like,
sure.
You'll see a 6 foot guy.
Yeah.
Pretty right. 6'3" is pushing it where you're like, you don't really see them that often in the world.
Yeah,
so when you see one, you're like, oh,
the mask
Christ.
will add to that height as well. You got to remember.
Oh yeah,
I'll add
exactly.
like a couple of inches as well. You know,
like the Michael, a little bit of free room, then the hair and the lifts. It's all of a sudden it's a 6'7" figure walking around with a knife. You're like,
not quite Tyler Mane height, but yeah.
Speaking of Tyler height, how you doing, Tyler? He's flipped me in the bird.
I only just met you today.
That was horrible. I'm sorry. That was really mean.
Fuck.
So we've been over the highs and lows of the con experience and the cosplay experience. What would you say if you had infinite money would be your dream cosplay or one you want to go back and you'd like spruce up to the extreme?
Well, the thing is, right, when it comes to dream cosplays, I've kind of already ticked most of those boxes. Like, I've gotten to a point where my Ash vs. Evil Dead Ash is looking perfect.
Oh, yeah.
I'm loving the way it looks. And most of the other ones I've had on the list, I'm kind of I've already worked on, or I mentioned Wishmaster earlier. That's talking horror movies. That is one of my favorite kind of just niche, not really obscure, but just sort of
It's just slightly under the
classic.
radar.
Yeah, exactly. Not that many. He's not up there with like your Jasons, your Freddys, your Michaels, but it's like it's super daft, but I love it.
Oh, it's mental. What's that? Okay, so I've got a little list of selection. We're doing a quick fire. Who would win? Off some comic characters and some horror characters. Okay.
Okay.
I just want to see who you think wins in these.
Fire away. Let's go.
We've got Doctor Fate versus Doctor Strange.
Biased. Sorry.
I didn't answer.
Steven!
Yeah. Batman versus Spider-Man. Batman has got no prep time. No, they're the Spider-Man.
Which Spider-Man?
616. Everything we're going to go with mainline continuity.
Okay,
here.
so we're talking Peter Parker.
Yeah.
This is just. Spider-Man has actual powers though.
But Batman, I want Team Spider-Man, obviously. But
Spider-Man knows maths though.
exactly. Does Batman know maths? He doesn't even know what 6 times 6 is. He probably does. I'm... Right. So I'm going to say Spider-Man for that one personally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we got this is a very specific one. Michael Myers.
Okay.
Let's go specify. Sequel trilogy Michael Myers. 2018.
James G. Courtney, Michael
and then,
Myers.
Yeah. Versus Jason, but pre-part 6 Jason. So not zombie Jason.
Oh,
just tanky Jason.
Tiny Jason. I feel like I love both though, right? So if we're talking like pre-Kane Hodder Jason, oh man, because 2018 through Halloween Ends Michael.
He's
at his
supernatural.
peak, basically, right? Yeah,
he was not human at that point.
Yeah, pretty much. So, and he also, he's a bit girthy.
He's got a bit of weight on him. He's got a bit of heft.
Yeah.
But he also got beaten by a small child by the name of Corey Cunningham.
Yeah, we don't talk about Halloween Ends though. We're gonna pretend that this is
the
2018 and
worst
kills
movie.
Michael.
That movie
This
so
kills Michael would just obliterate anything.
Kills Michael Solo's most slashers. Let's be totally honest here. He just runs through them unless they've got supernatural powers.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be our biased one, but. Evil Dead 2 Ash, no boomstick, just chainsaw hand versus Leatherface.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to give it to Ash because I feel like Ash would win, but just out of sheer luck.
It'd be Toon Force.
Exactly.
He'd throw a banana peel or something by accident, which catches Leatherface off guard, and he falls on his own chainsaw.
Exactly.
He would use the powers of insanity to his will and be like, "It's gonna work."
It would just be by sheer fluke that he would win.
Now I've got the ultimate who would win for you. The Predator versus Fred Flintstone.
I'm gonna have to give it to Zippy from Rainbow.
Zippy is in the sequel round, but that's only Zippy aids whoever loses. I need an answer. Predator versus Fred Flintstone. My money's on Fred personally, and this is no joke. I think Fred takes this fight.
I agree with you.
Because if Arnold can do it, in the mud with sticks, Fred has got an army of dinosaurs.
Yeah, exactly.
He tanks this. He runs through his yabba dabba doo.
Yeah.
Just eats them up. He
has
batters
an
them with a club.
Of dinosaurs who do his bidding.
He's got a pterodactyl as a clock, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Think of it that way.
Or just like a fucking stegosaurus as a lawnmower, What's Preddy gonna do with that?
Exactly. I think a tag team Fred and Barney could easily take on Batman and Robin.
Oh yeah. 100% for sure. I've got one as well. Okay.
Go for it. Everyone.
I've got one. Right. This is right. Leprechaun versus Wishmaster.
I've got to go Leppy. Does Leprechaun have access to a pogo stick? This is important. Does he have access to his pogo stick? Is he in the hood? This is such a niche, one-off random line reference episode, but I'm loving this. And I think I'm going to fire my last question off here, so I'll just give it a little reset here. Now, to finish this off, do you have any upcoming, apart from Wishmaster, any upcoming cosplays or any cons that you're going to that you might want to share with the audience where they can catch you?
I've kind of been going through every big and semi-obscure slasher you can think of at the moment. So working on Freddy, working on Jason. Halloween 2 Michael will be finished by the end of this month.
Nice.
I've got the Djinn, I've got Art the Clown. I also, this is a pretty random one as well. But have you seen Wolf Creek?
Of course I've seen Wolf Creek.
Oh yeah, I want to do Mick Taylor at some point.
That is terrifying, and I love it. Go for it.
Just what a fucking performance though.
What a terrifying
John Jarrett.
fucking movie.
Hilarious, but fucking terrifying.
That man scares me. Terrifies me. The movie's so good though. Oh my god, I love Wolf Creek.
I prefer 2 though.
2 is a bit goofier, I like it for that reason. Tries like 18-wheeler off a cliff.
So basically, most of my projects are like obscure, but also pretty mainstream. Like yeah. Again, going back to sort of like my influences in terms of horror and also just my passions, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very excited to see these when they're ready, and hopefully when I have more time, see you at these cons. I'm working on a few horror cosplays myself. I won't say anything. I've got a ghost face mask upstairs. This to get good quality. I want to build up. Get the costume ready, get those sort of accessories. I want to get a Michael. I basically want to get all the big 5 slashers. Michael, Freddy, Jason, Leatherface, Ghostface. I want to get all them. But either way, thank you so much for sitting down with us, and I'm excited to see you again in the future.
It's been an absolute blast. Truly, truly was emotional.
Lovely. And thank you for joining us, and thank you for watching this episode of Caledonia Creative, where you just watched us geek out for the last 20 minutes. But I had fun. I hope you had fun too, and I hope you had fun watching. Thank you very much, and we will see you in the future. Oh my god.
Oh god. I know I kind of bollocks the intro there. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's fine. We have 3 intros to pick from.
Happy Halloween. Scared you. Haha.